Hello, Year 6. Welcome to your Wednesday's maths lesson. Well done on your Kahoot quiz yesterday on area and perimeter and volume. You did an absolutely brilliant job. It's great to see more and more of you getting 100%, so well done. Okay, so your challenge for today then is another imposter challenge. Okay, so I know lots of you really enjoyed this last week, so I thought we'd do another one. There's a little hint today though, there's more than one imposter. Okay, so don't just find one and think you're done. You've got to go through, check them all, see how many there are. There's more than one. I'm not telling you how many there are though, because that'll give it away. Okay, so just remember, go through, work each one out carefully. If it's wrong, then they are an imposter. Okay, so I know you'll be fine with that one. This one is 12 squared, so 12 times 12 for that one. I know you'll be fine with that one, that one. This bottom one, 7 times 0.9. So you all know what 7 times 9 is. So use that known fact to help you work that one out. This one, the brown one, don't forget, is bid mass. So remember, brackets always come first. So do what's in your brackets first and then take away your indices. This one, you all know what 12 times 7 is. So do 12 times 7 and then just add another 7 on. And this bottom one is a greater than or less than question. So it's saying that 1/4 is greater than 0.5. What do you think? Okay, so go through, work out who you think the imposters are. Don't forget to take a quick picture of it for me and send it in with your maths work for today. I look forward to seeing how you get on. Okay, so today then we are moving on to answering angle reasoning questions. Okay, so similar to what we've been doing all week, really. We're recapping some things that we've already done, but we're moving on and applying what we've done to some reasoning questions, okay? And checking your understanding before we move on to something new and checking we're nice and secure in each area. Okay, so I've got a little task for you to do just before we get started on the work in our books. And I want you to have a go at filling these in. Okay, so I've written the beginnings of some angle rules. Now, these are really important rules that we need to know, that we need to remember for all of our work for today. So, it says angles in a triangle add up to, angles around a point add up to, angles on a straight line add up to, and angles in a quadrilateral add up to. Okay, so I want you to pause the video, have a go, jot these down. What do you think angles in a triangle add up to? Angles around a point, angles on a straight line, and angles in a quadrilateral all add up to. Okay, I know that some of you will have remembered these from when we did our work in our workout book, so that's brilliant if you have. But if you haven't, don't worry, you could maybe pop onto Google and do some research to find out the answers. Okay, and then once you've got your answers, come back to the video, press play, and we'll go through them together. Okay, so hopefully you've all had a go and I've got something written down for each one of those. So, angles in a triangle always add up to 180 degrees. Okay? Angles around a point then, that's all the way round. They always add up to 360. Okay? Angles on a straight line then, that's halfway round. A straight line is halfway, so around a point is 360. Halfway is going to be 180 degrees. And then angles in a quadrilateral, this one might be quite new to you. We've not been over this one recently. So angles in a quadrilateral always add up to 360 degrees. Now a quadrilateral is a four-sided shape. Okay, that's something that you need to try and remember for today. Okay, and the way I always remember that is the word quad. Okay, like a quad bike has got 4 wheels. That's the way I always remember it. So a quadrilateral has always got 4 sides. They're not always equal 4 sides, but they've got 4 sides. Okay, so they are the facts that we need to try and remember for today, because they are definitely going to help us with all of our work. Okay. Question 1 then says, put a tick next to the shapes below that are impossible. Okay, so all of those shapes in question 1 have got 4 sides. So they are all quadrilaterals. Okay, so we know that angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. Okay, so you need to remember that for this question. Okay, so if you add up all of the angles in your shape and it doesn't equal 360, then it's an impossible shape. If you add it up and they do equal 360, then it's possible. Don't tick it. Okay, so only tick it if they don't add up to 360. So your first one, you've been given all of the angles. So all you need to do is to add them up. Add them up. If it equals 360, then don't tick it. If they don't equal 360, then tick it because it's impossible. Okay, but you have been given some shapes that look similar to this. I've used different shapes, I've used different degrees, just so that you get the idea, where you haven't been given all of the angles. So on this one, for example, I've only got 100 degrees up here and 80 degrees up here. Now you need to remember what we have gone over before about opposite angles, okay? Sometimes the angles are opposite and they are exactly the same. So this one is directly opposite this one. So we haven't got to do any working out. We just know it's opposite. They are the exact same size, okay? Because this one and this one are the same length, and this one and this one are the same length. So those angles are going to be the same size. So this one is opposite to this one. So to work out now whether this shape would be impossible or not, all I have to do is add them up. So 100 add 100 is 200. Add 160, it would equal 360. So that shape is possible because they do add up to 360, so I wouldn't tick that one. Okay, you have also got a shape that looks a bit like this, okay, where you've been given two of your angles and then you've got two squares that look like this. Okay, I've only got one on my shape. This square then, hopefully most of you have remembered, this means it's a right angle, and a right angle is always worth 90 degrees. Okay, so once you've popped in your 90 degrees for your right angles, you can add it up and see what it equals. Okay, I think this equals 365 degrees, if I remember rightly from my calculations. So I would tick that one because it's impossible. It doesn't add up to 360. Okay, so you have a go at question 1 then. Work out your opposite angles. Work out whether they equal 360. If they don't, it's impossible. Give it a tick. Okay, question 2 then says fill in the missing angles for each shape below. Okay, so again, I've got similar shapes, but I've done some different degrees. So I'll just show you the method to work it out, and then you can apply that and have a go yourself. So your first one, you've got a kite that looks like this. So I haven't put the lines on. So that means that those two lines are equal. They are exactly the same length, and that one are exactly the same length. Okay, so you've been given this top angle, you've been given this one, but you haven't been given either of these, and these are the two that you've got to work out. Now this one is directly opposite this one, and if these two lines are the same and these two lines are the same, then these two angles are going to be the same. So this one is just an opposite angle. So for your first answer, you haven't even got to do any working out. You've just got to put your opposite angle in. Okay. Now this bottom one then, remember, we know that angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360. This shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, has got 4 sides. So if you add up this one, and this one, and take it away from 360, it will give you this one. Okay? So if I do 100, add 100 is 200, add this 100 is 300, add this 105, sorry, is 305. I would then do 360, take away 305, So 0 take away 5, I can't do, so I'll borrow. 10 take away 5 is 5. 5 take away nothing is 5. 3 take away 3 is 0. So this degree then, this angle would be 55 degrees. Okay? So you have a go now then at your kite question. Your next one then looks similar to this shape. Okay? So I've got a question mark here because this is the one that you need to give on your shape. So you've been given this angle, you've been given this one, and you've been given this one on the outside. Okay? So here, this is an angle on a straight line. Okay? So before you can work out this one, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 angles inside this shape, so you can't work out this one until you've worked out this one. Okay? So you've got to work out what that is. So if you remember, angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So you need to do 180 take away this one. Okay, so 180 take away 80, I know is 100. So that one is my inside angle. Okay, now I've got my 3 angles inside my shape. I can add them up and take them away from 360, and that will leave me with this one. Okay, so 100 add 115 is 215. 215 add 85. So 5 add 5 is 10. 8 add 1 is 9. Add the 1 is 10. 300. 360 take away 300 is 60. So my angle here would be 60 degrees. Okay? So remember, this is angles on a straight line. So do 180 take away your angle here, and that will give you this inside one. Once you've got your inside one, you can add up those 3 angles and take it away from 360. Okay? So that's question 2. Question 3 then, you've got this shape. Okay? And it says, Harriet draws the triangle on the right. Explain why her triangle is impossible. So it's not asking if it's impossible. We already know it is. But we've got to explain why. So you've got 20 degrees down here. You've got 120 degrees here. You haven't been given this angle. And you've been given a right angle. Now we remember that a right angle is 90 degrees. Okay. But we still can't work it out. We still can't work out the areas in all of the triangle, not the areas, sorry, the angles, because we haven't got this inside one, have we? Now this, again, is angles on a straight line. This is our straight line here, okay? So 180, I know that angles on a straight line add up to 180, so I need to do 180 take away 120. Okay, and that will give you this inside angle. So 0 take away 0 is 0. 8 take away 2 is 6. 1 take away 1 is nothing. So this inside angle is 60 degrees. Now you've got that one then. If you remember from back at the beginning, angles in a triangle always add up to 180 degrees, don't they? So if 60 add 90 add 20 doesn't add up to 180, then that explains why this triangle is impossible. Okay, so before you can write anything down, you need to do 60, add 90, add 20, see what it equals, and then write a short description, short explanation explaining why. So you can say, this triangle is impossible because the angles add up to whatever it is, and angles in a triangle have to add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so that's page 62. Page 63 then. It says Martin has written down some sentences to describe different shapes he has drawn. Which of his shapes has he measured incorrectly? Tick the boxes. So there could be more than one. Now I've put the shapes on my board just to remind you. So the first one is a trapezium, so it's this one. Then you've got a parallelogram. Then you've got a rhombus. Then you've got a kite. Okay, just to remind you what these shapes look like. Now, these shapes have all got something in common. Okay, How many sides have they all got? Once you've counted how many sides they've got, what does that tell you? That they are all, hang on a minute, let me flip back, that they are all quadrilaterals, aren't they? Okay, so use what you know about quadrilaterals to help you work out that question. So you need to go through, add together the angles that he's given you. Has he worked them out correctly? Do they add up to 360? Okay, number 5 then says, is this kite possible to draw? Explain your answer. So I've snipped this one and popped it on my board so you can see it. Okay, so before you can answer whether it's impossible or not, you're going to have to work out all of your missing angles. Okay, so just like you've been doing, so this one is an opposite angle. This one is on a straight line. Sorry, can you see? This one here is on a straight line, so you need to do 108 to take away 97, and that will give you that one. This one's the opposite angle to this one, isn't it? And then this one is on a straight line as well. So if you do 108 to take away 132, it will give you that one. Okay, so this one really is applying everything that you've done over the last couple of pages. Okay, so once you've got all of your missing angles, so you then need to do that one, that one, that one, and that one. Add those up. Think about what they need to add up to, because it's a kite is a four-sided shape. It's a quadrilateral, and then see whether the kite is possible or not. Okay, so remember, this one, this one, this one, and this one have got to add up to 360, haven't they? Okay, so that's all of your questions for today, and then you've got a challenge question to have a go at. So on the page, bottom of page 63, it says to calculate the sum of the interior angles in a shape, you can join the corners up to split the shape into triangles and quadrilaterals, like it's done here. Okay, so it's split this up into 3 triangles. Okay, the interior angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So the sum of the interior angles in a pentagon are 3 times 500. Sorry, 3 times 180, which is 540. Because this is your pentagon. Pentagon is a 5-sided shape. That's your pentagon. Okay, so if each one of these is 180, sorry, I have to write it quite small to fit it in. Then to work out the angles in a pentagon, you do 180 times 3. Yeah? So the angles in a triangle, yeah, so that's a bit. Now try splitting a pentagon into a quadrilateral and a triangle. So draw another pentagon in your purple book and have a go at splitting it into a 4-sided shape and a triangle. Do you get the same answer? Remember, the angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360. Angles in a triangle add up to 180. So see if when you add them together, you get 540 degrees. Then have a go at doing it for a hexagon. So remember, a hexagon is a 6-sided shape. Draw some other regular and irregular polygons with different numbers of sides. Use triangles or quadrilaterals to find the sum of their interior angles. So that's just to have a go. Okay, so have an experiment, have a play about with it, see what you learn, see what the patterns are, and then that will help you in the future with finding the sum of interior angles in different polygons. Okay, so good luck with all of your maths work for today. Don't forget to send me a picture on the email, and I will see you all tomorrow.